Namaskaram students. Now we are going to the new chapter called Export and Import Procedure. Now let us know about what is export, the introduction of the export trade. See, in the previous chapter what we have learned about the international business, isn't it? In that continuation alone we are going to learn how to do that. There are various steps are there. So we are going to learn the various steps in export and import procedure. So there are lot of steps. You are going to learn that in step by step. We are going to learn step by step procedure. In that first one, I will give you the introduction about the export trade. So what is export trade? So export trade have greater importance, attained the greater importance in the contemporary. Nowadays we are doing lot of export trades. We are selling. Export trade means what? We are selling the goods to foreign country. We are selling the goods to the foreign country. So nowadays we are doing lot of export trade. Because of the export trade, it has emerged as one of the vital indicators of national. It gives nations social, economical and political growth. It is the indicators of national growth. So it indicates the national growth. So no country in the world, no country is self-sufficient. Everybody want to buy something, and whatever the goods is available in plenty, they have to sell. The surplus goods want to sell to the other country. So through selling the goods, surplus goods to other country, what will be the effect? We can earn more foreign exchange. So as a coin has two sides, isn't it? Head and tail. Like the same way, import and exports are, so it will coincide with each other. Then developing countries like India, Bangladesh, South Korea, they will require foreign exchange. See, they are developing country. They are not a developed country, isn't it? They want to attain the development stage. So they have to require the foreign exchange to acquire machinery, plant, equipments, material, technical know-how, and also the what are all the petroleum product, mineral resources, and manage their talent. So everything now for their faster economic development they have to acquire. So they want to attain the developed country stage. So they must acquire all these all the accessories, all these machineries, everything to attain the development stage. So no country is self-sufficient, I have told you, isn't it? So it is inevitable. So it is inevitable to buy and sell from another country. So therefore, countries have to engage in the which trade, so that we are engaging in the international trade. So export and imports represents two sides of the coin of the internal trade. Both are, it is separate, it is not, we can't separate. See, both are interlinked and interrelated with each other. Then, in other words, the countries have to buy the goods. When we will buy the goods which are either not available or not adequately available in home country. So, which is not available in home country, we are going to buy. So, which is available in surplus, which goods we will sell, which are available in surplus goods and services produced by our country to other country which need them at most. So at most they need, isn't it? So whatever the countries they need, we are sending the machinery, and we are sending the, already in the previous lesson we have seen what are all the goods we are exporting, herbal products, and also lot of electrical items, everything we are exporting. So it is available in plenty in our country. So surplus goods are exporting, and we are importing the deficit goods. So in this process, it earns the foreign exchange, and you can use the foreign exchange that earned for import goods which cannot be produced or adequately produced in the home country. So through this import and export, what is the thing we are knowing? So that is, we are earning the foreign exchange. Then And also not only we are earning the foreign exchange, for in that import and export, government also giving lot of allowances, government also initiating several steps to encourage the exports. Now let us see what are all the steps is initiated by the government. Already I have told you, government has given encouraging the exports, I have told you. So government of India also encouraging the exports by providing cash incentive, tax incentive and relief, institutional support, concessional interest rate, infrastructural assistance and loan assistance, tax exemption, tax holidays, transport concession, everything is provided by the government. These are all the concessions are given by the government. For what reason they are giving these concessions? To promote, their main motto is to promote the export, to encourage the export. Through export we are getting the foreign exchange. So while the foreign exchange is increasing, our national economy also will be increasing. So trade delegates are sent to abroad to see the technical know-how of the country. So trade delegates also, why we are sending the trade delegates? See, to explore the export potential for various products and services in various countries across the world. Apart from that, bilateral trade agreement also they are implementing. So bilateral trade agreement means what? They are entering into the foreign export and import business with another country to their same country. So bilateral trade agreement means what? Say there is an agreement between India and Japan, and there is a foreign trade between the India and also the USA. So that is called the country, two countries entering into the foreign trade. That is called bilateral trade agreement. And also beside this, they are doing the trade fairs. You know very well, trade fairs, exhibitions also. In our Madurai, there is a Madisha, they are doing the trade fairs, isn't it? So like the same way, export business also they are doing the trade fairs and they are conducting the exhibition. Why they are conducting, why they are implementing so many ideas and so many exhibitions, everything to promote the international business. So the government also taking several steps to promote the international business. So for this business, which bank is availing loan for the business? The foreign export and import business, Exim Bank. See, export and import bank is availing the loan facility. So this bank is giving the finance, and also this bank is going to give the, it is owned by the government of India, and it was set up in the year 1982, and the name of the bank is called Export and Import Bank. So this bank alone, the exporter and importer can get the financial assistance from this bank. Financial assistance from this bank alone. So this bank is facilitating and promoting the foreign trade of India. And also the main objective of the Exim Bank, what is the main objective? It will coordinate the various activities of institutions, and also this bank engaged in foreign exchange, foreign trade. It will facilitate the financing the foreign trade. It will finance foreign trade. So exclusively for import and export business, this bank is doing only import and export business activities alone. So let us know about the main functions of this Exim Bank. What are all the Exim Banks? Already we have seen about the Exim Bank giving the financial assistance for the foreign trade. It was set up in the year 1982. It facilitating only for the import and export procedures. They are giving financial assistance. Now let us move on to the what are all the functions of the Exim Bank. So it will give direct financial assistance to purchase the plant and machinery, and also what are all the related services. What are all the exporters want to buy, any machinery, equipments, and also any technical know-how. So for that implementation, establishment of business, the Exim Bank is giving the financial assistance. And also it underwrites the shares and also debentures and bonds of the companies engaged in the exports. Which companies engaged in the exports? That company shares, bonds, debentures, everything will underwrite. Underwrite means it will purchase. The bank will purchase the shares of the export company. Then and also Exim Bank provides rediscount facility in respect of export bills, for which bill already we have studied in the bill of exchange in the accounts, isn't it? So for a period of not exceeding 90 days. So against which one they are giving this facility? Short-term export bill discounted by commercial bill. So rediscount of bill facility is available in the Exim Bank, and also overseas buyers are getting the credit facilities. To overseas buyers are getting the credit facility for what reason they are going to buy? So import of Indian capital goods which are used for manufacturing export products, and also it provides the Exim Bank will finance export-oriented industry. So which industry it is giving the finance? The industry which is oriented only for the export, they are giving the export finance for the export-oriented industry. Then Exim Bank, it collects and provides market and credit information about the foreign trade to those who engage in the international business. What are all the banks and what are all the companies doing the international business? The Exim Bank will collect these informations because to avail the loan facility. Then what is the objectives of export trade? What is the objective? What reason we are doing the export? So the important objectives, that is it facilitating the selling of goods to countries which are desperately need such goods. See, wherever we can buy the goods. We can buy the foreign product in India. In small village we can buy the foreign product. Through that it will expand the market. Because of export, expanding the market for goods by producing them on a large scale. So what we are exporting, whatever we are having the surplus only we are exporting. So through that we are expanding the market conditions. Then through this we are earning the foreign exchange. So earning foreign exchange through the export, and also it will help the person, it will increase the national income. It will help the nation to increase the national income of the country, and also it will create the employment opportunity in various places. So in a country, by promoting the export oriented and export related enterprises also, we are creating an employment opportunity. And also government, we are giving the revenue to the government. It will generate revenue for the government in the form of which form? Already we have seen in the previous lesson, excise duty, customs, excise duty. Through this the government is getting the revenue. Then we are coming to the mutual understanding. In the previous lesson itself we have seen mutual understanding with the other countries. So promoting mutual understanding and cooperation among the nation, it is because of that reason we are doing the export. Not only we are exporting the goods, we are getting the cultural ideas, everything we are getting from the other country. And through this we are utilizing the optimum utilization. Whatever natural resources we are having, all the natural resources we are utilizing in the optimum level. So these are all the objectives. Let us move on to the export procedure step by step. Let us move on to the export procedure. First one is we are going to receive the inquiry. So what you are going to do, first step, you receive an inquiry from an importer. So what you will do, you will send him a quotation, you will send him a pro forma invoice that is in a brief about the quality, quantity, amount of the goods and probable delivery time and terms and condition of the payment, also the shipment, everything. This is a first step you are going to do in the export procedure. So then after that you will receive the order, isn't it? So you will receive the order or indent, that would be the second step. So receive the order or indent. So what is the content of the indent? Quality of goods and design, nature of goods, and the importer will place the order, isn't it? So mode of shipment and mode of payment and mode of delivery. So these are all the things we receive from the importer. Then indent are three types of indent are there. One is the open indent, that is open indent means the complete freedom is given to the exporter. So exporter can whatever he wish, he can send the product. So it gives a complete freedom to exporter to choose the type of goods, price, quality, method of packing, everything is as per the exporter's wish. He can bring the to give the product. It is called a complete freedom. It is an open indent. Then next one is a closed indent. That is whatever the importer will prescribe. It does not give any freedom to the exporter. Importer will specify the type of goods, price, quality and packing methods. Everything will be strictly observed by the exporter. So whatever the description given by the importer, that is strictly followed by the exporter. That is called closed indent. Confirmatory indent is this is the final stage. So that is we are getting the consent for the importer. So under this an indent, it is confirmed by the importer and also importer or his agent, and the confirmatory indent is sent by the importer. After the confirmation of the importer, that indent will be sent to the importer. Are you clear? So this is a final stage. This is a final stage. Now let us know what is indent. Indent means what? See, indent means when the importer places an order to import the goods, he places an order for the goods to be dispatched, isn't it? So this order is known as indent. So the indent means what? When the importer places an order. So importer is going to place the order to the exporter, isn't it? What are the goods? Because he is receiving the receipt of inquiry, he is sending the exporter is sending to the importer. So in turn, the importer is giving the order. So giving the order, what are all the goods he need? So he places an order for the goods, what is to be dispatched. So that is called, that order is known as indent. So it contains the goods order, price to be paid, delivery terms, packing conditions and marking details and every delivery instruction. Everything will be given in the indent. So on seeing the indent, we can see the quality of goods, design, nature, everything we can see the indent and we can identify. Now let us know about what is shipment and what is delivery. What is meant by shipment and what is meant by delivery. What is meant by shipment? Shipment is it is a process. A shipment usually refers in the process of moving the goods. See, simply as possible, shipment, that is shipping the date, the product will leave the supplier's warehouse. So shipment, what is meant by that? Shipping as fast as possible. Shipping is the date the product will leave the supplier's warehouse. That is called shipping. So when the product is moving from the supplier's warehouse, that is called shipping. Shipment means what? It is going to moving the goods. The goods is going to moving from the supplier's warehouse. Delivery means what? It is going to while delivering is the date, the package will make it to the customer's doorstep. Delivery means what? When the date, the package will make it to the customer's doorstep. When the customer is going to get the goods on the doorstep, that is called delivery. Now let us move on to the next step. See, we are placing the order and we are receiving the indent, isn't it? So next step is to assess the creditworthiness of the importer and also securing a guarantee of payment. So we will demand the letter of credit. Now let us move on to the letter of credit. What does mean by letter of credit? What is letter of credit? So before that, let us know about, see, remember when we are exporting, we are dealing with unknown importer, isn't it? When we are exporting the goods, we are dealing with the unknown importer. Importer we don't know, because what is the reason? He is in a different geography, different place. So unknown buyer, isn't it? Though the thing is, there is most of the time there are no face-to-face meetings. So all the transactions or all the business meetings, everything will be dealing through the email or any Skype or other things. So it is very necessary that you should ensure that the person who you are selling has the credit worthiness in the market. So how you are going to know the credit worthiness? And hence you will assess the credit worthiness of the importer. So before promising him you will sell the goods, you are going to give through credit facility. So before that, so you are going to check the credit worthiness. You are going to get the guarantee of payment. So that is called letter of credit. So let us understand what is a letter of credit. Let us look at the transaction that there is a buyer and there is a seller selling goods to the buyer. So seller is selling goods to the buyer. And what is the buyer is doing? Buyer also making the payment immediately. So buyer also, so he is selling the goods, isn't it? Buyer also in turn, he is paying the money. He is paying the money immediately. The payment is made by the buyer immediately. So there is no complication in the transaction. It is a normal transaction. It is what? It is a normal transaction. Do you know that? Then, but just think of a situation where the buyer and seller are different geography and they are in different countries. So they don't know much about each other, isn't it? So exporter is in one place and importer is in one place, isn't it? So they don't know each other, much about each other. But the buyer wants to purchase the goods and seller also willing to sell the goods. So let us see what is letter of credit. Already I have told you, the buyer also willing to wants to purchase the goods on credit. The seller also wants to sell the goods on credit. So what the buyer will do? Buyer will approach his bank. Buyer will approach his bank. What he will approach? Buyer's bank. So buyer's bank. So buyer will approach his bank where he is having his working capital loan. He received loan now. So he will explain the situation that there is a seller who is ready to sell the goods on credit, but he needs some comfort. So what his bank will do after assessing the position of the buyer. So what the buyer will do? Buyer will approach his bank. His work is already he is having the account in his bank, isn't it? So in this bank only he is receiving the working capital loan, and he will explain all the situation that there is a seller who is ready to sell the goods on credit, but the only thing he needs some comfort. So what his bank will do after assessing the position of the buyer, he will assess the position of the buyer, that is his customer, isn't it? So bank will send a letter to the seller. Bank will send a letter to the seller. Bank will send a letter to the seller. That is called letter of credit. So in that letter, bank will say seller, you can sell the goods on credit to this buyer. So who is our customer, and we know very well about his financial standing, and also we know about very well about his financial standing. And if we will assure you that he will make payment on due date, we will assure you he will make payment on due date. Suppose you need not worry about the payment, the bank will give the assurance. So the bank will give the assurance to the seller. Then suppose if he fails to give the money, in which condition we will provide you guys, you must agree with your condition. So buyer and also the seller will place certain conditions, and only then the seller can comply with all such conditions. So buyer and seller will have the condition. So after the condition will satisfy, only they will come to the conclusion of the trade agreement. So they must satisfy with the condition. So if the conditions are satisfied, so we will when seller comply with all such conditions as a banker. So seller will comply with all such conditions as a banker. We will honor the money. So if buyer fails to pay the money, if the seller and buyer will both enter into the transaction and condition, if all the condition was satisfied, as a banker we will provide you money. So that is called letter of credit. So buyer's bank to the seller's bank. So that will be mentioned in the letter of credit by the buyer's bank to the seller's bank. So that is called letter of credit. So now the seller has got a big comfort, isn't it? Seller got a big comfort because there is assurance from the bank, isn't it, that the buyer will make payment on the due date, and even if the buyer does not pay, anyhow he is going to get the money from the bank itself, buyer's bank itself. He is going to get the money, provided he is going to comply with all such conditions mentioned in the letter of credit. So they will mention all the conditions in the letter of credit. That condition must be satisfied. Then seller sells the goods to the buyer on credit basis. After getting the letter of credit, the seller will sell the goods to the buyer. Are you clear? So on which basis? On credit basis. Goods is coming to the buyer on credit basis. So it is the duty of the buyer to make the payment on due date. It is the very much duty of the buyer to make the payment on due date. But what will happen if a buyer does not pay on the due date? What will happen? Simply seller will ask the bank to make the payment. Seller not ask. Seller should not ask the buyer. Seller directly ask the buyer's bank only. So buyer's bank, seller will ask the buyer's bank to make the payment, which has issued letter of credit, and this scenario it is called as a devolvement of LC. Suppose the buyer fails to pay the payment, the seller will ask directly to the buyer's bank. So this LC is called devolvement of LC. What is called? If he fails to make the payment, that LC is called as a devolvement of LC. So if all conditions stipulated in the letter of credit are complied by the seller, when the bank which are issued LC. So the bank will giving the LC, isn't it? So all the conditions will be satisfied. So there is no room to escape. They have to make the payment to the seller. So there is no room to escape. The bank must pay the payment to the seller because the buyer fails to pay the money. Then of course eventually they can collect from the buyer, but they want to make the payment to the seller. So this mechanism, it is nothing but LC mechanism. There is no way the buyer's bank must make the payment to the seller. This is a mechanism. This is called LC mechanism. Then what is the need? It promotes, what is the need of LC? It promotes the trade, because importer in one place, exporter in one place, isn't it? So they can't meet each other. There is no face-to-face meeting. So because of LC only, we are getting the credit worthiness. So it promotes the trade, hence various transactions to take place, and this is all about, we have seen, this is all about LC. We can take the transaction in a various place. So, and who are all the parties involved in the LC? Let us see. Now let us see who are the parties involved in the LC. So who are the parties involved in LC? So buyer, we call it as applicant. Generally the buyer, we call him as applicant, and the seller, we call him as a beneficiary, because he is going to get a benefit, isn't it? He is going to get a money. So applicant means he is going to be placing the order, so that we are calling him as a applicant. And also the buyer's bank, there is a bank, the bank of buyer's bank which issue LC. So the buyer's bank alone issuing the LC, isn't it? So that we call it as a issuing bank. Buyer's bank, we call it as a issuing bank, because and LC is dispatched simply through the, not simply through the post, isn't it? So LC is not dispatching simply through the post. We are not dispatching through the post. How we are dispatching the LC? Dispatching means sending. So it will be routed through another bank. How we are sending the LC? It will be routed through the another bank. Are you clear? So in seller's place, we call that bank is called as a advising bank. So seller's bank, we call it as a advising bank. Then, and sometimes seller may be in dominating position. Seller may be in a dominating position. Seller may not believe the LC, which is provided by the buyer. Which is provided by the buyer. The seller may not believe. The seller may not believe the LC issued by the issuing bank of the buyer. Seller may stipulate the condition saying that LC got to be confirmed. LC, whatever LC I have received, that should be confirmed by the local bank. So it should be confirmed by the bank in his location. So another bank also come into the picture. We call that bank as a confirming bank. So the buyer, the seller cannot believe the LC, because the seller is in a dominating position. So that LC, whatever the LC provided by the buyer's bank, will be confirmed by the another one bank also coming into the picture. That bank name is called confirming bank. Are you clear? Which is confirming the LC. That is called confirming bank. So, and through these banks, all these entries or LC processes are revolves. So like this, the LC process, letter of credit process will revolve through these banks. So this is how the letter of credit. So we can assess the credit worthiness of the importer, because there is no face-to-face contact. So that this kind of LC, we are producing the letter of credit. Now let us, girls, up to credit worthiness we have checked. Up to we have seen letter of credit. We have checked the credit worthiness of the importer. Then in the next video, we are going to learn how to obtain export license and how to obtain the pre-shipment finance, and there are a lot of various steps out there. Let us see step by step. Thank you, girls.